All right, welcome to chair yoga, and let's see where it takes us today. We'll get a few twists in today, and we'll also work on those pigeon type poses today in a couple of ways. So start by walking your sit bones towards the edge of the chair, so you utilize the chair in a very specific way to help you create good posture. As you sit closer towards the edge, look down at your legs. Ideally, what you want to see is if you put a little marble on top of your thighs, it would roll down towards your knees. So for instance, if you had very tall legs, you might find the marble would roll back towards your hips. So ideally, we don't want it rolling that way. And if it is, you can walk your feet back a little bit until the roll moves away from the hips. Grab hold of the hips and push them forward so you feel the low back arching, and we recognize this as too much arch for the low back. And if we push them backwards, the tailbone tucks, the head comes forward, and that's too much rounding. So move between those extremes a little bit and just feel the low back, the hips. And then find the midpoint between those two extremes. Have the pelvis slightly tilted forward, just slightly. And rest the back of the hands on the thighs. As you sit there, make this micro movement. Firstly, you bring the right hip bone forward a little bit, and then the left hip bone forward a little bit, like you're doing a micro twist. And you're just feeling it down in the pelvis, into the lumbar spine. Micro twist. If someone was watching you, they wouldn't even see any movement. Tiny twist, but you can feel the difference. Left hip comes forward, and then right hip comes forward. And you can feel how the twist will push the weight into one foot, one leg will tighten, and then as you change the micro twist, the other leg tightens. Be aware of a smooth breath as you micro twist. Let each breath grow a little deeper, and each micro twist grow a little deeper. So you start to push one side of the body forward, and then the other. And you might do this in a way that as you push one side forward, you exhale. Then you come back to neutral on the inhale, and then the other side. And now you start to feel the shoulders moving with the hip. So as the right hip moves forward, the right shoulder moves forward. You feel the belly tighten. You come back to neutral, and then exhale, opposite side. The hip and the shoulder on one side moving forward. Now come back to neutral and see if you can isolate just the shoulder in the twist. A micro twist forward so the hips remain neutral. The right shoulder comes forward with a micro twist. and then the left. Try to keep the hips neutral as you feel just the thoracic cavity micro twisting. Good. Try to keep the neck still as well, so the head, the chin stays over the chest the whole time. Then come back to neutral. Sit up tall. This time try to keep the hip and the shoulders still as you micro twist just the neck. Micro twist, very small twist. Let each new breath grow deeper, and let the twist of the neck go deeper. The rest of the body remaining still, quiet, untouched by the neck twisting. So now that we've isolated all the twists in the upper spine, the cervical spine, the mid spine, the thoracic spine, and the lumbar spine, the lower spine, let's bring them all together. Take a deep breath in, exhale, float the hands out, bending the elbows, fingers facing up, palms facing forward, feeling that goddess pose. Keep the shoulder blades squeezed. And on the next exhale, push just the left hip forward, just the left hip, and notice how it starts to turn the trunk to that left side, or right side. I forget which side I started with. And then turn the head towards the same direction as the twist. Inhale the head back to neutral. Bring that bottom hip back to neutral and let the thoracic cavity come back to neutral. Let's try the other side. So opposite hip turns forward, you feel the cavity turn, and then turn the head towards that direction. Inhale the head back to neutral, exhale to neutral, and relax the arms. Take a deep breath in. This time, exhale, we're going to initiate the twist from the shoulder. Exhale, bring that left shoulder back and grab the back of your chair. Or you can grab the waistline of your pants and hold that. So you're just working on the left shoulder coming back. Try to keep the hips neutral as the right hand crosses the midline of the body. Squeeze that left shoulder back a little more. Take a deep breath in and keep the head light, like the head's a helium balloon. Just let the chin float up. Exhale, turn the head to the opposite direction. Inhale, just the head to neutral. Exhale the head towards the shoulder that's back. So you're turning the head with each breath, inhaling back to neutral, exhaling, turning in one direction or the other. The next time the head turns towards the rotated side, see if you can pull that front arm against the thigh and bring the shoulder back more and deepen the twist. And then try 3 more breaths, turning just the head with the breath. When you come to that third breath, relax the arms, relax the hips, and allow the body to unwind itself slowly and come into a neutral position with your eyes closed, sensing the impact of that twist, sensing the sensations that are still bouncing around, that are still echoing in the soft tissue of the body. And maybe even your breathing has changed. Notice the impact on the nervous system. Let's try the other side. Let's take the right hand around and anchor, bringing that right shoulder back. Try to keep the hips neutral here. Left hand crosses over the midline of the body if that's possible. If you're pregnant, of course, you would not cross up the arm over in front of the belly. You just keep it to one side and reduce the twist. Chin over chest. Right shoulder back, and then exhale, turning the head in the opposite direction. Breathing slowly, keep turning the head from side to side. So the head is moving side to side in a very slow, rhythmic way with the breath. The next time the head turns towards the rotated side, try to come back a little deeper in the twist. The next time you come to neutral, relax the arms. Allow the body to unwind itself slowly as you come back to neutral. Notice the impact on your body. I often feel after twists my low back is a little tight, so what I like to do here is rotate the torso about the hips, grab the knees, and turn the whole torso. And that releases that low back tension. Opposite direction. And then come into a feet wide sumo squat. So sumo squat, the feet are wide, feet are rotated out, and I want you to come right to the edge of the chair so you can feel that stretch right in the internal part of the thigh. And I've got my hands behind me on the seat because what I want to do is lift my butt off the seat, but I'm using my arms to support me. So I'm still off balance. If I let go of the seat, I'd fall back to the chair. So to counterbalance that loss of balance, hinge forward with the torso until you can come up using less and less assistance with the hands. They might come out into goddess squat. You might keep them behind you for balance, and then come back slowly without plopping onto the chair. Whew. That should be a good stretch on the internal thighs there. Bring the feet back towards each other, extend the legs, and come into a lazy stretch. Oh, push out through the heel bones, lean back, hands behind the head, toes curled back. Take a deep breath in as you exhale. Come forward with the legs still extended, crossing that right ankle over the left, and bring it up towards you. And then maybe, if you can, bending that left knee so you have your figure four. Let's warm up that ankle joint a little bit with some rotations. Let the hand do the rotating so the ankle gets a nice rest here. Opposite direction. And then grabbing the foot and knee, simply inhale, exhale, lift it back towards the body, and then lean forward and bring your weight towards the leg. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, pull towards the chest, lean back. Lay down. Inhale, exhale, lean forward. Inhale, up. Strong arms, pull it back. Inhale, rest. Exhale, lean forward. Inhale, up. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, rest. Exhale, lean forward. So just get that little rhythm going in your breath cycle. And now we'll try and do something with a little bit of core strength. So keep the figure four, grab the chair, and you're going to pick the figure four up off the floor and hold it for 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, and and let's grab that right thigh and just extend it out. Hold the hamstring there and rotate the foot. Maybe a few knee bends and kicks. And then resting that side, extend lazy stretch. Oh. And crossing left over right, figure four. Rotate that ankle. And then we'll do some of our pigeon lifts. So standing pigeon, well, seated standing pigeon is picking up that thigh, bringing it back towards the rib cage. Inhaling, resting it. Exhaling, lean forward. Inhale up. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, lean forward, just like we did on the other side. Come into a breathing rhythm that works for you. It may not be the one that I gave you. You might prefer to inhale and lift. So getting right into that piriformis area there. Now the next time you come to neutral, let's grab that left thigh and extend the leg and do some rotations. Do some knee bends and straightens, activating the hamstring, quadricep. Exhale, release. Let's see. Just experimenting here with a little figure 4 with balance. So let's take that right ankle over, find the edge of the chair, and you can, now positioning the left foot's going to be the secret here. If the left foot's too far forward, you won't be able to get off the chair. But if you bring it back far enough, you can lean forward and bring your buttocks off the chair. And you can play with your balance here. You could bring your hands forward. Bring your hands back. Make sure you locate the chair safely as you come back down. So a little one-legged balance pose there. Yay. We'll try the other side just for fun. So the secret here is to get that bottom foot right and lean forward. So the center of gravity really comes over that bottom foot, and then use your hands to balance. So you're taking the weight into that leg, but your hands are balancing you there. And if you feel that sense, oh, I can balance, you can bring your hands forward. So it's like a one-legged chair pose. It's much more advanced than what we normally do in class. So, that was fun. All right, let's just stretch those legs out once more. The legs work quite hard on that. And now we're going to do some floor work. So come off the chair in a conscious way. Let's bring the feet back. We're going to use chair pose to get off the chair. Hinge forward so your torso comes forward so you feel the weight come into your legs. You can use the hands for assist, or you can bring the hands out in front and pop the buttocks up and then slowly stand. And you want to reposition your chair so the chair is at the top of the mat looking back at you. I'm going to turn mine sideways so you can see what I'm doing. Hands on the chair. Let's do an L stretch here. Walk the feet back so it's like a downward dog. Feel the posterior chain of the legs stretch out. For those who want to, you can bring the weight forward, come onto the balls of the feet into plank. And then go back into your downward dog. So you can add plank a few times if you want to do a little bit of strengthening work in the upper body and the chest. And then go back to downward dog, or just stay in downward dog. All right, so from here, you're coming down onto your knees, down onto the floor. And I like to sit up nice and close to the chair as I swivel and bring my legs up onto the chair. Now, sometimes having something under your head here might be more comfortable. So you can explore if a blanket or a towel under the head is helpful. Bringing the hands out beside you, palms face up, coming into our ecstatic back pose. We'll do some cervical twists here, left and right, turning the head left and right. Giving the back time to settle. When you're ready, take the left knee and bring it back towards you into a big hug. And see if you can cross the left ankle over the right knee. So you have that figure 4. Now, just like we did in the seated position, you can pull that figure 4 back towards you and walk your left foot or right foot back towards you as well. So you come into a little crunch here, into your pigeon crunch. Try to keep the head grounded here so the back is nice and relaxed. Unless, of course, you want to do a crunch, and then in that case, exhale, lift the head up and bring the chin to the chest and come into a crunch. So you've got a couple of variations there, either relaxed pigeon or a crunched pigeon. Then lowering the head down, relax the figure 4, uncross, and notice how that impacts the body. Change legs, cross, squeeze, crunch if you like, or any combination of those. Exhale, release, relax, ecstatic back. Crunch just the left knee in, and this time grab the back of the hamstring. So you're crunching, holding the hamstring, and then extend, heel to heaven on that left leg, stretching the hamstring. And then with control, you can start to push or pull that left leg out towards the floor, opening up the hip. With that left leg extended to the left, right leg still on the chair, bend the left knee and kick. Bend and kick. Bend and kick. And then bring that left leg extended up, 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 heel to heaven, toes curled back. And then gently rest onto the chair. Noticing how that feels. And then bringing the right knee back, crunch in, hold the hamstring. Heel to heaven. And then push that right leg out to the right. towards the floor. And then working the right knee, bend and extend, flex and extend, bend and open, just little kicks out to the side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold open and lift back up into the air. And then gently lower that foot to the ground, to the chair. Squeeze both knees back. And start to rock from side to side, trying to miss the chair, obviously. And then bring both hands out 90 degrees, palms down, keeping the knees bent. Bring the knees all the way over to that left side. The goal here is to get the bottom knee grounded against something. Now it could be the floor, it could be a block, it could be a blanket. See if that left knee can ground out. If your right knee is on top of the left knee, that's great. If it's not, you can take your left hand and start to pull it down towards that left knee. So the left hand just adds a little more twist. Right hand stays grounded. So you want that right arm back on the ground behind you. So you really feel the twist here in the lumbar spine. And then slowly come back. Bring the feet back up. Rest for a moment and feel the impact of the twist. Both knees back towards the ribs and rock from side to side. And now we're going to take both knees all the way over to the other side, the right side. Left hand stays on the ground. Keep the lumbar twist. And then you can work that top knee down if it's not all the way, using the right hand. And then slowly bring the legs back up, resting on your chair. Hands out beside the hips, 45 degrees up. If it's chilly at all, make sure you're warmly dressed or covered. As you breathe in, flood the body with oxygen. Feel the air permeate every cell in your body. And as you exhale, relax the back. Melt, let go. Inhale, infuse, nourish each cell. Exhale, release. Relax, let go. Inhale, alive, awake. Full. Exhale, relax, let go, empty. Stay with your breath. Stay with the breath. Stay with the breath as much as you can. Stay with the breath. Reach the arms over the head. Oh, big stretch. Interlace the fingers behind the head. Take a slow, deep breath in, and as you exhale, pick the head up and wrap your arms around the skull. Squeeze the skull. Bring your knees back in towards you so you crunch up into a little ball. And then roll over in a little ball to one side. And then carefully press yourself up to a seated position. You can stay on the floor or back onto your chair without rushing. Bring your hands together at the chest in gratitude for our practice that brings us back to the body. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.